Failure, a word that often sends chills down our spines. We fear it, avoid it, and sometimes even deny its existence. But what if I told you that failure isn't just an inevitable part of life? It's also one of the most powerful teachers you'll ever have. Failure is misunderstood. From a young age, we're conditioned to associate it with shame, a bad grade, a missed opportunity, or a wrong decision. These moments stick with us, replaying like a broken record in our minds. But failure is not the enemy. Our interpretation of failure is. Every successful person you've ever admired has faced failure, and the difference between them and others isn't luck, it's their perspective on failure. So, what exactly does failure teach us? First, failure builds resilience. Every time you fail, you're presented with a choice. Will you let this defeat define you, or will you rise stronger? Resilience isn't built in moments of comfort. It's forged in the fires of adversity. Each time you push through a setback, you train your mind to handle challenges better. The more resilient you become, the less distractions from your focus. The less frustrated you become. The more resilient you become, the less stressful people feel. Second, failure pushes you to grow. When things go smoothly, it's easy to settle into complacency. But failure forces you to reevaluate, adapt, and improve. It highlights your blind spots, showing you areas where you can do better. Every failure is an opportunity to refine your skills and expand your perspective. Third, failure inspires creativity. When a plan doesn't work, you're forced to think outside the box and innovate. Many groundbreaking ideas were born from failed attempts. Creativity often flourishes when we're backed into a corner, searching for solutions that weren't obvious before. Now that we understand the value of failure, the question is, how do we embrace it? First, stop viewing success as the absence of failure. Success is progress, learning, and growth. Failure is just part of that process. Celebrate your progress, even if it's messy. Every step forward is a victory. Next, detach your ego from the outcome. When you tie your self-worth to your achievements, failure feels personal. But the truth is, failure is just feedback, not a reflection of your value. Separate who you are from what you've done, and failure becomes less intimidating. Lastly, treat failure as a learning experience. After every setback, ask yourself, what went wrong? What can I do differently? How can I grow from this? Reflection turns failure into wisdom. It's how you turn a stumbling block into a stepping stone. Failure doesn't feel good. It's frustrating, humbling, and sometimes heartbreaking. But it's also temporary. What defines you isn't how many times you fail, but how many times you get back up. Every failure carries a lesson. It's your job to find it, embrace it, and use it to fuel your next attempt. Remember, failure is universal. It doesn't discriminate. The question isn't whether you'll fail, but how you will respond when you do. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. So, the next time you stumble, don't stay down. Get up, reflect, and move forward. Your best lessons are still ahead.